Hey there, everybody. I'm Jordan, also known as I'm Gekkii, I guess. I go by Gekkii on most things. Anyways, this is the next episode of Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. So let's turn this the frick up. Let's go back down to Dad Book. Alright, let's go on our third date with Hugo. That's actually a good tip because I never drink water. Oops. Hey, LeMayo. Alright. Ever since the first night at Charcuterie Pies, Hugo and I have made a point out of weekly trivia visit. Jesus Christ. Ever since the first night at Charcuterie Pies, Hugo and I have made a point out of weekly visits to trivia night. That sentence really weird. Easy Breezy Beautiful has become in first place ever since, despite Provolone 2. What on earth are these sentences? Easy Breezy Beautiful has come in first place ever since, despite Provolone 2 Lost in New York's continual efforts to dethrone us. Okay. I've been able to do a complete overhaul of the interior of my car thanks to all of the Phil's Auto Care gift cards we've received. Air fresheners, car chargers, you name it, Amanda's riding in the lap of luxury. Aside from trivia nights, I don't really get to see Hugo a lot. The end of the school year is coming up and he seems to be having a lot of trouble with dealing with the stress of teaching. I should do something nice for him. Maybe help him take his mind off screaming teenagers. Books? He likes books, but I have no idea where to even start with that. He probably reads more books in a month than I've read in the past year. I know he's into wrestling, but he's really reluctant to talk about it. Since he showed me his wrestling room, I know he's kind of shy about it, but maybe... Whatever, let's roll the dice. I think I have a plan. Hey, alright folks! Looks like we finally have the points tallied, and we're ready to announce the winner. You know who else is a winner? Me, because I've finally seen just how beautiful and loving my wife is. A few weeks ago, all the regulars staged an intervention for Quizmaster Quinn. We sat down in a circle and told him that we wanted to see him better and love himself. He agreed to start going to couples therapy with his wife, and last time he told us that they adopted a dog together. I love you forever, my Quizmaster Queen! I can't tell which version of Quizmaster Quinn I prefer. There were things to like and things to dislike about both, huh? And the winner is, for the 4th week in a row, Easy Breezy Beautiful. Oh. Hugo and I cheers our small slices of, ooh, I know that's a cheese, but I don't know how to say it. Camembert? I don't know. And I go up to accept our gift card, along with the uncomfortably long hug from Quizmaster Quinn. May Easy Breezy Beautiful's reign be as long and wonderful as my marriage to my beautiful wife. Oh. We make our celebratory round of high fives to the rest of the teams and sit down to finish our cheese board, savoring every last bite of bruta and pesto with pesto and slices of tomato. Hey, I got a surprise for you. For me? Yes, and for once it isn't more cheese. Hey. Well, if you think you can somehow top that, be my guest. I pull out a book that I've been carefully hiding in one of my pockets and slide it over to Hugo. Oh. Hugo picks up the book and reads the title aloud. Harry Butts Crapper Keeper? I wanted to get you a book, but I figured you probably already own every piece of every classical piece of literature, so I thought this would be fun for when you're pooping. Hey. Hugo laughs. You should flip through it. Hugo looks up and raises an eyebrow. After flipping through a couple of pages, he finally comes across the smallest gift I strategically hid inside. Yes. You're kidding me. Hugo looks around, worried that he made a scene. He leans in. You're kidding me. Hugo pulls out the wrestling tickets I hid inside of the Crapper Keeper. This is the World Federation of Wrestling's Power Slam series. You've been working so hard lately. I thought you'd like them. Like them? I love this. Thank you. But wait, there's 2? Yeah, I figured we could go together. Sweet, you'd go with me? Heck yeah! I need you to explain the finer points of wrestling to me, though. Hugo gets up, walks around the table, and effortlessly picks me up into a big bear hug. Oh, yay! Has he been this strong the whole time? Thank you. I let out a little squeak to sort of say you're welcome. Oh my gosh, he's so cute! It's the night of the Power Slam. Hugo shows up at my doorstep in a loud, oversized wrestling tee. He's a little blushy and extremely cute. Yeah, he is. Long hair has never been like my thing at all, but I love Hugo. He's so cute. We drive about an hour to another city for a big event. Hugo spends the entire ride teaching me the basics of wrestling and the terminology I need to know. So, it's fake, right? Well, yes and no. While wrestling and the act of hurting each other is fake, the work requires remarkable athleticism and oftentimes results in actual injury. Those people are getting hurt, sure, but not in the way we're led to believe. Historically, wrestling as we know it today was created by carnival workers to fix gambling, and the people who actually believed it to be real and would bet on the matches we called marks. That we know it's technically fake, but still choose to suspend our disbelief makes us smart marks. So, I should be watching for the acrobatics, and the tension, and the drama, and even the storylines. I think that anything or anyone can tell a good story, but you have to look for the story. Even something like what we're about to experience will tell a phenomenal, sometimes understated story despite a ridiculous premise. Wow. What? I just really wouldn't have pegged you for such a huge wrestling fan. Nobody does. I get it. I'm the button-down teacher type. I like poetry and art history. I write dissertations on heavy tomes by Russian authors for fun. But I like wrestling. It's a big part of who I am because it's considered kind of lowbrow. I feel like I can't share it with anybody because they'll just make fun of me. Till now? Hugo smiles to himself. Hey. Till now. Oh. Yay! Hugo and I enter the stadium and are directed to the upper level. After grabbing some snacks, we make our way up the set of stairs. The further we go, the more my heart sinks. I had thought we would have gotten good seats, but by this point, the ring looks like a postage stamp. We finally settle into our spots and wait for the match to start. I'm sorry. I thought I got us tickets on the lower level. I look over at Hugo, who apparently didn't even hear me. He's vibrating with excitement. Oh. This is so cool. I guess he doesn't mind. I have to admit, I've been too embarrassed to come to one of these since I was a kid. What's there to be embarrassed about? Everyone here loves wrestling. Plus, who are we even going to see that we know? We're like an hour out of Maple Bay. I guess you're right. So what do we have to look forward to tonight? Oh man, the lineup is stacked. All of the matches are going to be great, but the one I'm really looking forward to is the Eastern Dragons match. The Eastern Dragon? Yeah, he used to wrestle as Pablo Escobar. But I guess he eventually had to change it. Wrestler names are weird. He's actually an Iranian guy from Utah. So that's what your shirt's from. Yep, I've been following the guy since his debut in the Indie Wrestling League, and it's been amazing to see him rise through the ranks into the professionals. Who's he up against? The corporate shill. Technique-wise, I don't think he's as good of a wrestler, but I don't even think the fans like him. Certainly an interesting character, though. The stadium lights dim, and the crowd starts screaming. Butt rock blasts through the sound system, and some pyrotechnics set off around the ring. Ladies and gentlemen of the sold-out crowd in Mill Creek, Massachusetts, who's ready to power slam? Hugo and I scream. We watch two wrestlers, the Southern Dandy and Johnny Snowman, walk out to even more butt rock. The Southern Dandy mixes and drinks a mint julep in the ring before the match. The crowd eats it up. The Southern Dandy's from Maine. Is Johnny Snowman from the North Pole? He's from Georgia, actually. After a long match, Johnny Snowman, who's dressed up like a muscular elf, does what Hugo calls a German suplex on the Southern Dandy. I'm not gonna kill him, Johnny, maybe? Elbow the heck out of him, Johnny. Show that Southern Dandy some North Pole manners. Ooh. Johnny Snowman does indeed elbow the heck out of him. That's gotta hurt. Oh god, is he okay? Wrestling is a sport of communication. All these guys train together to know not only how to perform moves, but how to respond to them. It allows them to look like they're being hurt, but only be kind of hurt. The crowd cheers as Johnny Snowman pins the Southern Dandy and is announced the winner. Next match features a wrestler named Generation Y2K, who comes out looking like a hipster barista. He takes selfies with fans on the way up on the way up to the ring and pauses after everyone to post it onto Instagram. He's really playing up the millennial thing, huh? He's sort of the boogeyman to old-timer wrestling fans. His opponent, the old-timer, walks out. Oh. The crowd seems to be divided into who they're rooting for. The old-timer pulls some pretty sweet moves after he takes out a walking cane from under the stage and beats Generation Y2K over the head with it. Up against the ropes, Generation Y2K blinds the old man with a flash on his camera phone, is able to pin him down and win the match. He takes a celebratory selfie with his unconscious opponent. During a break, Hugo and I leave to get refills from the concession stand. We wind our way through the clusters of wrestling fans to get to the line. So, what do you think so far? I'm glad I'm here with... I like this one, but I don't want him to think like, oh, you wouldn't have come by yourself, kind of thing. The wrestling is cool, but I really like seeing you so enthusiastic. It's... Don't say hot. Don't say hot! Cool. You know, I'm kind of surprised. I was sort of expecting the crowd just to be a bunch of aggressive, sweaty, older guys, but it's so diverse. I've even seen a bunch of families with their kids. Everyone looks super happy to be here. Hey. Oh yeah, that's how I got into wrestling. When I was a kid, my dad used to take me and my brothers to matches all the time. There's one gaggle of kids loitering in the corner that are exponentially loud. Even over the din of the stadium, looking closer, I can't help but feel like these kids seem familiar. Oh god, I know these kids. They're Hugo's students. So don't turn around when I tell you this, but some of your students are here. Hugo immediately tenses up. Oh my god, I can't let them see me here. They'll never listen to me ever again. I position myself between the kids and Hugo, hoping that I can act as a human shield. I glance over to the group of children again, and I recognize that Colin kid. He kicks one of his friends in the shin and laughs. Man, that Colin kid is a piece of work. Colin, if he sees me here, he'll never let it go. He's a master manipulator. We have to get back to the relative safety of our seats. What's the plan? This is a sneaking mission. That might be a little suspicious, though. I might create a diversion. I turn to Hugo. Hugo, I'm gonna draw their attention while they're busy washing me. Run back to the seats and I'll meet you there, okay? Don't get hurt out there. As Hugo begins to leave, I turn to the crowd of people and start stomping around and raising my arms, as if I was trying to frighten off a bear. Hey everybody, look at me! I'm a big old wrestling fan who came all the way from Maple Bay to see this event. I wasn't that big of a wrestling fan to begin with, but in the time that I've known it, I've come to find it very endearing. I really enjoyed watching those big oily boys get into fisticuffs, and I hope that you are all having a pleasant evening watching them as well. It's working. All of the people near the concessions have stopped to look at me. I feel my social anxiety hitting peak levels. There's only a finite amount of time I can keep distracting people. Quick, think of something. Just scream. Just scream! I start screaming as loud as I can. A long, drawn-out, ah! This is a trick I learned at a young age. If you scream loud enough, you can pretty much get whatever you want. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot Hugo sneaking through the doors. Success! I stop screaming to do a curtsy. Thank you for your time. I run after Hugo and back to our seats. Hugo and I sit down and breathe a huge sigh of relief. Phew, that was close. Now we can hide out for the rest of the night and enjoy ourselves in the comfort and anonymity. Oh my god, I'm not good at saying words. And anonymity. Within a large crowd. The lights dim again. This is the match we've been waiting for. The corporate shill walks out to elevator music. He's wearing a three-piece suit and sunglasses. Once he gets to the ring, he takes off the sunglasses and rips the sleeves off the suit jacket, flexing his arms for the crowd. One of the people from his entourage produced a graph chart and set it up in the center of the ring. The corporate shill grabs a microphone. I got a message for the Eastern Dragon. If you'll refer to the graph in the center of the ring, you'll see a quarterly projection on how much I'm about to kick your ass. The whole crowd erupts. Now, if you'll direct your attention to the Jumbotron. We look up at a PowerPoint presentation titled Kicking the Eastern Dragon's Ass, Key Performance Indicators. The corporate shill takes a laser pointer and gives a lengthy presentation on just how and why he'll defeat the Eastern Dragon. He showcases several well-utilized clip art graphics. That was informative. The lights dim again and the pan flute music plays. I think it's a pan flute. I'm actually not sure if I know what a pan flute sounds like. The Eastern Dragon walks out and cheers from the crowd. Aren't pan flutes a Central America thing? Hugo shrugs. Wrestling. The Eastern Dragon stands outside the ring and grabs a microphone. Corporate shill, it's nice to see you again. More cheers from the crowd. That was a good presentation. The clip art was a very nice touch. He points to the corporation shill menacingly. I'm looking forward to a nice and exciting match. The crowd doesn't really know what to do here. He's not the best at trash talk, but I promise he's one of the most talented wrestlers you'll ever see. The match starts, and it's just as exciting as Hugo's hype it up to be. The Eastern Dragon performs some ridiculous aerial stunts to make me concerned for his safety. He does what Hugo calls a moonsault from the top of the rope onto the corporate shill. The air of the stadium is electric as these two athletes lock arms and try to demolish one another. I can't help but get into it. The corporate shill pile drives the Eastern Dragon, who looks passed out in the center of the ring. He climbs up to the top of the rope and motions to the cheering crowd. Oh no, he's about to do the finishing move, the corporate ladder. The corporate shill poses at the top of the ropes. The Eastern Dragon still isn't moving. Could this be the end of his young career? Get up, Eastern Dragon. You can do it, Eastern Dragon. The corporate shill launches off the top of the rope in a huge arc. He brings his elbow down on the Eastern Dragon with the full force of the Fortune 500 company, putting vocal vendors out of business. The corporate shill pins the Eastern Dragon and the match ends. Hugo sinks into his chair. Man, he should have won that. I sit down with Hugo. What a match. It was amazing. I think I'm a fan of wrestling now. Hugo looks over at me and our eyes catch. I'm glad. The event goes on and we have a little downtime before the next match. We decide to relax in our seat to avoid the middle schoolers. It's unlikely they would even notice us in the upper level nosebleeds. I look up at the Jumbotron. Oh hey, they're doing the kiss cam thing. It zooms in on a bunch of cute couples who all do a quick smooch to rankest cheers from the crowd. Aw, that's so nice. And then it zooms in on Hugo and I. What? What do I do here? I look over to Hugo and see the same mortified expression on his face. The entire crowd is chanting and neither of us know what to do. I don't know. I want to give Hugo a kiss. I want to give that boy a smooch. I slowly lean in, awkwardly tilting my head. Cheers from the crowd erupt all around me. I look back up to the Jumbotron and see a couple behind us making out with full force. Oh. Hugo and I turn beet red and I slink back into our chairs. So much for laying low, I guess. The rest of the match thankfully goes off without incident. Hugo and I eventually laugh off the kiss cam and get back into the wrestling. After the show ends, he convinces me to hang back and let the rest of the crowd exit so we wouldn't risk running into college and the awful group of friends. By the time Hugo and I walk back to his car, most of the wrestling fans have cleared out. The parking lot is surprisingly empty, save for a beat-up car parked a few spots down from us. We warily keep an eye out for any stray middle schoolers as we hang out by my car. Man, that was an experience, right? It's one thing to watch it on TV, but to be there in person is just... wow. Thank you, again. I would have never gotten to experience this if it weren't for you. It's just me and Hugo in front of the car in an empty parking lot. I look down. Kinda funny about the kiss cam, huh? Yeah, it was super funny. But neither of us are smiling. We look into each other's eyes and I can feel a warmth radiating from my cheeks. We stare at each other for just a little bit too long. Hey, cool shirt! I turn around to see a guy. Ooh, who the hell is this? Oh my gosh, that's the wrestler boy! I haven't seen one of those in years.
Huh?
Oh my god. Yeah, I got it from a trade with this guy from streetsmarks.net. I love that website. Someone always posts these awesome, super detailed breakdowns of the matches in the indie circuit. Have you seen those? The name's like, just something. JD Slaminger? Yeah, that's him. Those are my write-ups. You're JD Slaminger? You're kidding. Oh man, I'm such a huge fan of your work. It's so nice to meet you. The man vigorously shakes Hugo's hand.
Oh.
I'm honored. Aw man, I wish I could stay and chat. I have so many questions. I'll PM you on the forums if you ever want to talk shop. Absolutely. Man starts walking away. Hugo coughs nervously to get his attention again. Is there any chance you could sign my shirt? The guy turns around and beams. Sure thing. Wait. It all finally clicks into place for me. You're the Eastern Dragon? I love your work. Haha, thank you, man. The Eastern Dragon signs Hugo's shirt, waves goodbye, and walks to his car. I stand there with my mouth open the entire time. That was the Eastern Dragon.
Oh.
He likes my work. Dude, you're like friends with the Eastern Dragon now. He's gonna PM me. Hugo and I high five. He's so excited he's shaking. Mr. Vega? Oh man. Colin and his cronies just pop up out of nowhere. Oh no, here we go.
Sweet Manchego.
Colin, nice to see you and your friends all the way out here. What are you doing here? I don't see a library anywhere near us. I was watching the Power Slam series with my friend. Ha! Mr. Vega likes wrestling? What a fart knocker. Actually, that's pretty cool. Shut up, dickweed. Nah, man. That's actually rad as hell. Who were you just talking to? Probably one of your stupid book nerd friends. Actually, he was talking to his good buddy, the Eastern Dragon. All of Colin's friends gasp. Guys, come on, he's lying. There's no way the Eastern Dragon would hang out with these losers. Oh yeah? How did I get his autograph then? Colin's friends lose their minds, screaming their heads off. Colin is red with anger. See you in class, bitch. My fucking wig! He snatched my fucking wig! You can't say that. Who's gonna believe you? Oh my fucking god! Ah! Hugo and I hop into the car to the tune of more children screaming. We laugh all the way home. Holy shit! Ah! Hugo and I descend the stairs of his home into the wrestling man cave where we both crack a beer. We're both winding down after an exciting evening. So if you're a wrestler, what would your persona be? Hugo answers immediately. J.D. Slaminger, my forum name. I gotta represent my literary roots. My costume would be a tweed coat, and my finishing move would be a catcher in the eye, where I poke my opponent's eyes out and call him a phony. Yay! Wow, I've given it a lot of thought. What about you? I would be Mario Brawltali! Yay! Oh, this has like become one of my absolute favorite fucking dates, like ever. Mario Brawltali. I come out on bright orange Crocs and my hair in a ponytail while I wield a splatted spoon. My finishing move is Don't Forgetty My Spaghetti, where I pin my opponent and force feed them my delicious homemade meatballs. I'm just now realizing I don't know any actual wrestling moves. You know, I could teach you some. I smirk. I'm game. Hugo and I square up in the center of the room, ready to go at it. I'll go easy on you. On Mario Brawltali, absolutely not. Before I know it, I'm on the floor. Hugo wraps his legs around me and squeezes. I can't move. This is a figure 4 leg lock. If I were applying full force right now, you would be in extreme pain. He effortlessly twists around again and grabs my arm. Good lord, he's strong. Any movement on my end is useless. This is an arm bar. You're pretty good. You can tap out anytime you like. Not a chance. Hugo flips around one last time on top of me. He hooks his arm under my leg and presses his body down on my chest. And this is me pinning you. Our faces are inched apart right now. I can't tell if I'm breathing heavily because of the physical activity or because of something else. No, I'm going for it. Hell no. Hell no, I'm going for it. Ugh. I lean forward and kiss Hugo, who seems just as surprised as I am. I pull back, a little embarrassed, but he kisses me again. He slowly releases his submission hold on me and cradles my face in his hands. He presses his forehead against mine and we laugh. I guess we both win? Guess so. I pull him back for another kiss. Do you have any more moves to show me? I think I might have a few. Yay! Best dad, best dad. This has been my absolute favorite. I like Damien a little bit. He was kind of cute.
That was so good you gave me goosebumps.
Aww. That made me so happy. So happy, so happy. Aww. Best dad, best dad. Alright. So, again, I'm going to skip the parts we've already seen, and then just get to the parts that we haven't seen yet. We might see another little scene with, I believe his name is Ernesto, Hugo's son. So, I will be back shortly. Alright, so this is Quizmaster Quinn. Jordan! Quizmaster and, like, Spin Master, I guess. Hey, who's ready for a crazy graduation party? You don't have to be on right now, Quinn. It's just a party. What do you mean? It's the, you know what? Keep that energy. Hold it close. You deserve it. Just like me and my loving wife deserve happiness, right? You know it. Alright. So we've seen this 100 times. Alright, Brian's like, oh, it's not bad, and then I get like, oh, not bad, what do you mean? Daisy's the cutest. Craig, Briar and Hazel eat a whole bunch of cake and blame one another. It happens. Worst dad ever. I'd rather hang myself. Hey. One of the cutest dads. He's so awkward, I love him. I don't like Matt at all. Damien's cool. I turn to see Ernest. Looking like he has something to say. Hey, Ernest. Thanks for being nice to my dad. Whoa. People are really mean to him sometimes. I mean, I guess I am too. But, he seems happy when you're around, so, that's cool. Well, geez, Ernest. I don't know what to say. You know, I think people got you pegged wrong. You got a soft side. If you tell anyone about this, or that you saw me weeping at the theater, I'm going to set your trash can on fire. There it is. Also, you don't know me. Before I can respond, Ernest walks away, a cloud of vapor trailing behind him. Well, that was at least a little pleasant. As the party starts to wind down... Okay, so this is the cute scene where Amanda gives... the player character a cute picture of them together because Amanda's off to college. If you want to see this scene, you can watch all my other videos because like the first 4 or 5 I did were all... I did it all and it was time consuming. I take a seat next to Hugo as the last of the guests makes their way out of the party. Cool shirt!
Hey.
Thanks, it reminds me of a special night. So the secret's out, huh? Hugo likes wrestling? You know, I was really nervous to come here dressed like this, but everybody in the neighborhood, they were nothing but accepted of me and my hobbies. It turns out that Craig's actually a huge fan too. And Colin told everyone at school that I'm not into wrestling, but it actually backfired on him. The kids have a weird sort of respect for me now. A few of them even asked me to be the sponsor of their wrestling club. That's awesome. Not the Olympic wrestling, the wrestling that I like. I actually like both, but there's an important distinction that I think you know which one I'm talking about. See? Just goes to show that there's nothing wrong with being open about what you like. I agree, and as long as I'm being open, I'm also a huge fan of a very handsome dads who throw great parties for their kids and who love a good word jumble. I blush. And I'm a big fan of... Quick, think of something clever. Hugo's? This Hugo specifically. Hugo laughs.
Oh.
He drapes an arm around my shoulder and pulls me closer. He plants a soft kiss on my forehead. I'm happy here. Me too. Hugo and I watch the sun dip below the horizon together. Hey, do you think maybe later you could show me some new wrestling moves?
Oh.
Jordan, how about I show you my pump handle pile driver? I can't help but giggle. What's that? You'll see. Yay! Hugo, originally I was like, I don't really like him. But now he is absolutely one of my favorite dads. And alright, I want to see who voices everybody. Oh, Brian is Barry. Nathan Sharp. Jason. Oh, that's cool. Oh, those are all awesome. I don't know who Chris Bacon is off the top of my head, but I did not like Matt. Anyways, that is the end of this episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. I love you all, and next episode, we will be going on our final date with Mr. Robert. Ooh! What the hell? That's a daddy! Aww. Yay. I always forget about those little postcards. But alright, thank you everybody for watching. Next episode, we're gonna go on our date with Mr. Robert, the spooky cryptid hunter. So, I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!